What's up, guys? Welcome back to our channel, and this is the Cozy Couch Conversations with Shans and Debs. I'm Shans.
And I'm Debs.
So, guys, yes, I know we've been missing for what, 2 weeks? But one of the weeks we had a wedding, and then the
Yes.
last week we had a little disagreement, so
Yes.
we weren't in the best frame of mind to make a video.
In a good mood. We want to come as our most authentic selves.
Yeah, and last week you'd see the mood, so yeah.
So. It wasn't our wedding, by the way.
Oh yes, it was my mom's wedding. It was very private and intimate. But yeah, so this video was actually supposed to be posted in Pride Month because it's kind of like, well, it is a Pride topic for us. But anyway, we're still gonna post it this month because you know we're always very prideful.
Yeah, and we're always getting this question too.
So. We're always getting this question, so we're just gonna sip a little wine and have this discussion with you guys. So what we're going to talk about this week is basically our coming out story and more specifically life after coming out. So we have a few topics that we're going to touch base on. So basically let's just give them a brief, backstory for those who did not see our coming out story on the channel before. We're just going to give you guys like a little rundown of how we actually came out. Nothing too deep. But yeah. So you want to go first? So basically with me, I didn't really come out. I feel like I was more outed by somebody, somebody sent a picture to my mom, and then my grandmother found out, and yeah. So basically I was outed, and then I just kept hiding it for years. Like everybody that they would know or see me with would be just like a friend. It was never like, oh yes, I am with a woman and she's my partner. It was never like that for me. So, and then when I was studying in Cuba, this is like 3 years ago, I would say, somebody again kind of like outed me to my dad. So it's like, oh, go watch our story or make sure to basically outing me again. I didn't get a chance to say to them that, hey, I like women and XYZ, yada yada yada. But back then the reaction from them, it was like any typical Jamaican parent. I must say I was living with my mama and my grandma at the time, and they were upset. They were mad, and them can't believe say this may turn out to be and whatever. But so they were really upset. I was really afraid of them, taking the more drastic route of like, oh, putting you out and all these things. But that didn't happen. They were just mad at me and all of that. Yeah, I really ever only came out to my second mom and my aunt. Those are the only two persons that I really say, hey, this is how I am, and yada yada yada. But I feel like my whole story is people just out me, and yeah, I come from a community where people business was the highlight of the community. So that was how it was for me. That was just a little backstory. You can watch the full video here on our channel. So yeah, babe, what was your coming out story like? Just a little brief thing,
Okay, so that them go watch the actual video.
Yeah, they can go watch it, but just so that they can understand the life after us coming out.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think my coming out story is like in a nutshell was basically it happened a number of times, I think. The first person I really spoke to about it would have been my mom. And I think initially her response would have been to not to label myself. I think a lot of parents kind of are concerned for the safety of their children like being in Jamaica and living in Jamaica and all of that. And so she didn't want me to label myself, and we made a joke about it. I wasn't like disowned or anything like that. It wasn't that serious. I'm not sure if there was a bit of denial there as well, like on her part. So I also, I don't know if I said this in the last video, but mommy also found something on Facebook or something like that.
I don't think I said that in
I
the
don't
video.
think it's just coming back to me now. But she saw some sort of thing, like I would have followed some page or something like that on Facebook. And I remember at the time I was going to Guyana to school. I was going off to Guyana to school, and she was concerned about my safety and me kind of being associated with the gay community, and what kind of backlash that would have like on my safety, and um, moving to Guyana, and also being a Jamaican, and and all of that. So I feel like that coming out thing happened, and not it wasn't like a big coming out. It was a number of conversations with my mom. And then, but it was almost always like, don't label yourself, you're you, um, be yourself, no matter to me, kind of a
Okay.
thing. And then there was with my sister most recently. It was like a phone conversation where I was just like, well, I'm gay, kind of thing.
Yeah, and then it was just that.
Yeah, yeah.
I was actually with her when she came out to her sister. Like we
Yeah,
were on vacation, and yeah, her sister called, and it happened. She told her sister.
yeah.
But yeah, and I feel like I actually sent my mom a message too while I was in Cuba. Like I sent her a long message, and I was like, "Oh, this has nothing to do with how your parenting or whatever. This is just me. Yada yada yada. You did nothing wrong. I'm trying to justify that it's not her. It's really what I want, so that she don't feel like, oh, you know. But I feel like my mom has come a long way. But we'll get into that. Like I don't know if they're tolerating what is going on here, or they have just accepted it. I'm not sure, but I haven't spoken to any of them about it or any of that. Yeah. All right. So more. Let me just. Okay. So the next thing is, what was the hardest part of coming out for you?
For me, I think it was just, well, first of all, you initially fear for your safety in Jamaica, you know.
No, but I mean, if you're coming out to just coming out in your family, like you would really
Mhm.
fear your safety in that way.
Oh, you mean like to my, what was
like
my,
like how you felt when you were coming out to them, because I mean, you're not coming out to the world.
I think maybe I thought that they'd be upset with me. Especially when you're a dependent.
Right.
When you're dependent on on your parents and your family, you're concerned. I don't think my family would ever put me out, but their opinion, especially my mother's opinion, was so important to me that it's like I never wanted to disappoint her. I didn't want her to be upset with
Yeah.
me. I didn't want, you know, I was just afraid. I don't know. I don't know. It's
And
almost
I
like,
understand that fear.
yeah.
Yeah, that's totally understandable. And I feel like a lot of persons actually go through that kind of fear,
hmm And
trying to
and
come out.
and for me in my family, there was never any pressure to get married or to date or to be in a relationship. It was never like that because every generation would have a career person, a career man or a career woman, and they may never get married. Like there's always the rich auntie or the rich uncle or
So it never
something
really
like that.
matter.
So we were never pressured to, date
Okay.
or to be in a relationship or anything like that.
Okay.
So I don't know where the fear came from for me,
I
but
mean, I guess the fear came from you just, telling them that you're with a
yeah,
woman.
yeah, and I feel like Jamaican parents, like traditional Jamaican parents, even if they're not gonna talk a certain way, you know what I mean? Like they don't, because we don't have a lot of queer role models or examples. They may talk about queerness or gayness or in a certain way, not necessarily as equal as everybody else. And so that make you don't want to be ostracized. You don't want to be
Yeah.
different from your family who you look up to. So
Right. Okay. Well, for me, the hardest part was really telling them that, hey, this is how I am, and
mhm,
I actually have a girlfriend.
mhm,
I felt like I never wanted them to stop taking care of me, because I mean, it's just 2 years ago that I started taking care of myself like that. So I had my dad who was, helping me out in school. I had grandma and I had my mom. So it's like I never want to tell them, say, hey, I summer stay, and them say, no, sir, not for them pick me, and them I got done with me, and yada yada. I was very fearful of that. But yeah. So yeah, we're very blessed, I must say, and lucky that we never had that kind of reaction from our family and stuff like that. And I feel like with me, if you're a family, I only came out to close family members. Anybody else in my family who realize, they realize from social media and stuff like that, maybe WhatsApp and whatever, and I have never really said it to them, but I don't think I need to, because I mean, why would I need to? You understand? So I just like, yeah, whatever, it's okay. So I have a next thing now that we want to find out. How did you feel after you came out, or after the video was posted? So after our coming out video, how did you feel?
So I felt, I mean, I never feel no way, I mean, I guess at the time I would have been a little bit nervous to see the reaction possibly from maybe work or
So maybe
professionally,
work was where you had your fear at that time.
Right. I think at the time I was concerned about that just a little bit. I mean, I feel like after I made the video, after we made the video, it was kind of a thing like, well,
It is what
if
it
a dirt,
is.
a dirt,
Yeah.
I just so like you reach a point in your life where only the people who matter.
Right.
And of course having reached that level of independence and being able to support yourself and to be secure enough that if your workplace or somebody move them foot, you're not
drop.
that kind of thing.
Okay.
Yes,
So
it was
that's how you
almost
felt.
like an obliviousness, to be honest with you, like of other people's opinion and that kind of thing. Like, yeah.
So guys, when we made that coming out video, we were actually in Cuba. She came to Cuba to visit me. So I was still in Cuba, and mind you, I was like, all this time I was like, no, I cannot come out until I graduate. I cannot do it. But it's like when I met Debbie, I felt some sense of security. So I knew that, I felt like I saw her in the future. So it was like, yeah, whatever. If I come out and them say, yeah, them move them foot or whatever, I know that Debbie is gonna always be on my side, kind of a thing. Like I was so sure of her. It's like, yeah, I think I'm ready for this now. I think I'm ready to come out. But yeah, my father sent the video to me when I posted it, and I knew that somebody sent it to him, because when he sent it to me on WhatsApp, it had the forwarded thing at the top. So I know say somebody sent it to him. Yeah. And my mom watched it, and she was saying that, oh, she never know a lot of the things that I was saying, right? A lot of the things that I was saying in the video. Everybody was coming to me after they watched the video, and they were like, I'm so brave for coming out, and they understand and whatever. And I know that it is what it is. Like, yeah. And so I posted it, and that honestly, when the video posted, I was a little nervous. And I was like, what am I gonna say now? What gonna happen now? But at the same time, I still didn't feel like I needed to worry, because I'm like, this is how it stay. And if you're not gonna accept me, or you're not gonna tolerate me or whatever, then it is what it is. Like, we only have one life to live, to be very honest with you. So yeah, that was how I felt. I know that the video was being circulated, but it never mattered to me at the time. Yeah. I never had anything to lose or worry about. So I was like, okay, it is time. And I feel like I felt relieved. Like I felt like something came off my back, and I'm like, yeah, well, nobody can hold this over me no more.
Yeah.
Nobody can say, them I gonna tell my mother, them I gonna tell my father, nobody can hold it over me no more. So it is out there, and I'm not hiding. So it is what it is. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel it when you say you felt relieved. It's almost like, I mean, look at me. I am obviously not straight, right? But it's been this unsaid thing.
Right.
And I have been very careful, or in the past had been very careful to, compartmentalize. Not that I don't compartmentalize my life, no, but be very guarded and private in who your partner is, or how you talk about certain things and all of that. Talking in the closeted quote,
right?
Your friend and your person and
your
all
partner.
of this stuff. But I find now, like after I did it, it was that kind of weight off that. All right, well,
yeah,
whatever. Yeah.
Okay, so what was the support like when you came out, and how did your family and friends respond? I feel like we kind of touched on how our family and friends respond, and the support when I came out. I feel like the support was there
after the video. You mean
after the video? After the video, the support was there. I mean, I didn't lose any friends or family. I mean, if I did lose a family, I don't know, because we probably were not talking to begin with.
Yeah, you weren't that close.
So it's like I really don't know. So I mean, who is to support us, supported us, and I never feel like any love was lost after that video came out. Right. So I was like, yeah, whatever. What about you?
For me, so I feel like it depends on who you look to for support. I think that is very important when you're considering coming out, or if it's something that you want to do. Be careful of who you do look to for support.
So how was it for you?
It was. I don't look to very many people for support, and I feel like I had reached a point in my life where
I feel like Debbie, I feel like you were like, it is what it is. I feel like you're at a point in your life where it is what it is. Because remember, guys, I mean, if you're following us from back then, you know that when we just started YouTube, we were very, very shy. We were very closeted. We were very friend-like and reserved.
Yeah.
So it's like, life happens. And I feel like Debbie was like, it is what it is. And if this, like,
you know what it is, as well, I feel like I have lived through so much more than my sexuality and its importance. And so it just wasn't big anymore, because so many other things were bigger, and it's like my blessings were bigger, and I know there's the safety aspect of it, right? You can never do it, like come out and all of that, unless you are safe to do so, and unless you have the support, you know. But it just never mattered to me anymore. There was just so much that was bigger, and also the love from Shanice was bigger than
I feel like that's how I felt when, like, I was like, yeah, I'm ready. Because Debbie asked me, I remember you asking me, like, remember you said you wanted to wait until you leave school, you leave university, are you sure? And I'm like, yeah, I'm sure, because I feel like I can, So
and also that realization that everybody will live them life.
Yeah.
Everybody is living their life and doing their thing. So why can't you, and why, shouldn't you be entitled to just live your life and experience just like everybody else?
Yeah,
right?
just live your life. I mean,
that's
and if you don't want to come out, I don't think, I don't even know what the whole concept of you coming out is, because sometimes I don't understand it, because it's like, why can't I just be me? Why can't I just be? Why does your sexuality have to define who you are? Like, why it have to be a big thing? Like, just make people be themselves. Like, just live your life. Say somebody's what they're doing, and it has nothing to do with you at the end of the day. Like, how does it affect you? I don't know. That's what I feel. That's how I felt. Like, I'm like, what I'm doing with my life in this very moment, how is that affecting somebody else? I'm not killing, I'm not raping, I'm not doing any of that. So
you're not harm
nobody. I'm not harm nobody. So it's like, yeah, it's whatever. It is time and it is what it is, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So that's how I felt. And
Mm-hmm.
now it says, did you face any challenges after coming out or any negative reactions or discriminations? Personally,
Mm-hmm.
I didn't get any negative discrimination in my inbox.
Mm-hmm.
We might have seen a few under the video and stuff
Mm-hmm.
like that, which were deleted because it really never mattered. And to be very fair with you, it never fazed me because the people who mattered didn't
Mm-hmm.
discriminate against us negatively.
And the support, the positive support is so overwhelming. Like it's so much more that it's like it drowned out
The
the
negatives.
negativity and all of that. It may not always be the case, for everybody. And you may have to, and there were years where you have to struggle to look at the positives, and to find that community of like people, and
Yeah,
and to find your people. um it may be more of a struggle, and it was a struggle for us at one point, but
very hard.
when we did actually kind of come out with the video, and know the positive support is a lot more.
Yeah, it's
I
like people were
appreciate
like,
that.
yeah, they're happy that we did the video and it meant a
Hmm.
lot to them, It meant a lot to them seeing us, just
The
coming out and the
visibility
visibility and stuff like that.
and the growth, because we know where we're coming from,
Exactly.
and
And it was very hard, being in this bottle hiding. Only close friends or a little bit of your family knew. And it was like, it was very hard. And it was something that was on your mind. Like, it was on my mind for a
hmm
while.
hmm
So, doing the video is like, as I said, I felt really relieved.
hmm
So, the challenges that we faced weren't many, to be honest with you. I feel like we're
hmm
blessed in the sense that we get support from the persons who matter the most,
hmm
Yeah. So, in what way has coming out changed you as a person?
hmm
Me, I mean, changed me as a person. I would say it definitely made me feel like I don't care what nobody has to say
hmm
anymore. And if anybody say, oh, like for example, they'd be like, oh, you're engaged, and they'd be like, let me see him or who is he? And I'm like, I'm no not afraid to say it's not a him, it's a her. I'm not afraid anymore of people seeing my Instagram and seeing Debbie, and I'm not afraid of posting Debbie anymore. And I don't hide my stories from anybody anymore. So it's like I really don't feel that sense of fear anymore. So in that way, it has changed me because I feel free. I feel like it's okay.
hmm
And if you want to disassociate yourself from it because of that, then fine. I don't feel like I'm losing anything
hmm
just because of my sexuality. Like I feel like
Right.
if that's the case, then I mean you probably were not supposed to be here to begin with, and that's just
hmm
how I feel. So how
Right.
it has changed me, it's really just made me feel freer.
And
It
more
and more
confident in
confident,
yourself.
yes, and I feel
Mhm.
more comfortable too going out. If I go into a space where I feel like I'm not welcome, I am leaving. You're not going to make me feel uncomfortable. I rather leave.
Mhm.
So it's just that for me. I just feel a lot more free. Like I don't have to hide from nobody and have a headache and pretend to oh somebody's my boyfriend when they're not,
Mhm.
just to feel safe. Like mm-mm.
Yeah.
And that's just from family and friends because I feel like I was more fearful
Mhm.
in relation to like family and friends, not like strangers because I don't know strangers. So strangers'
Mhm.
opinion don't really matter to me because I don't know you.
Mhm.
You understand? But friends and family whom I really care about, I mean, know say them care about me, I really, really had their opinion on what they'd say in the back of my head, and to know that they didn't say anything bad, that just made me feel like, yo, the love just is there. And everybody that meets Debbie always be like, they really like Debbie and Debbie is a nice person. And that just made me feel safe and secure.
Mhm.
Like, yeah, me not have to feel bad about this because, approved.
Mhm.
Yeah, so yeah, has it changed you?
Um. Yes, I think that there was always this kind of thing where this kind of Lord, what if them go find out? No.
Mm,
Or Lord, what if them gonna bring it up? Or Lord, what if them gonna ask me? Just go watch the video. In fact, I hope that people see the video so that they don't have to ask. You just know.
Yeah,
You
just
just know,
know.
right? So it has been a weight off in terms of that. Um, yeah, and I feel like I can be more transparent. I don't feel like I am hiding anything
Mm-hmm.
or yeah, that would
So
essentially
would
be
you
it.
say that coming out kind of boosts your self-confidence and your self-esteem?
I think yeah, in terms of my confidence, I think so. I'm not as afraid, you know.
Are people finding out anymore?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I think so. Um, I feel like other things have contributed to that. The kind of not being afraid anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I think life experience and 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 key moments in your life can trigger that, but it definitely has. I'm not afraid. I keep
Mm-hmm.
saying that. I'm not concerned about that anymore.
Right.
Right?
All
Yeah.
right. So how was your connection to the LGBTQ community since you came out?
How'd that go?
How has been your connection to
Hmm.
the LGBTQ community since coming
If I
out?
feel more connected
To
or
them, or if you have gained any connection to the community here in Jamaica
um
since you came out,
I don't
like.
think I don't think it changed because me did still like before me did I go places, me did I connect with people and stuff like that. But like with my little community or little
Mm-hmm.
circle or whatever. But I've had people that come up to me and talk to me about
Mm-hmm.
our video and how the videos and our channel and how they appreciate the visibility and how they appreciate the videos because sometimes when you live amongst homophobic people or people who are not used to people of different people,
Right.
right? You can feel boxed in, you can feel
Mm-hmm.
closed in, like there's nobody like you, or there's, like you're not a hope. If you can't
Right.
leave, you're not a hope. And I kind of remember feeling like that, kind of feeling like, wow, I must be the only queer person
Mm-hmm.
in Jamaica. I literally believe that. As
Yeah.
silly as that sounds, I believe that at one point. And so I've had people kind of talk to me about how the visibility helps and how,
Mm-hmm.
it make them feel more, I don't know what the word is, comforted,
Right.
comforted. And so, um, in terms of my connection to the community, I feel positive about that.
Yeah. I feel like I share Debbie's sentiment on this. I feel like people do feel more comfortable seeing our videos and stuff. I feel like we do have a little community on here on YouTube, which we're so grateful for, and
Yeah.
also on TikTok. Not so much on Instagram, but definitely on TikTok and
Mhm.
YouTube. So for that, we're grateful, and we have a lot of people reach out to us, like just for little advice and little stuff like that. They're so happy that they have somebody that they can message, and we do reply to everybody. So it's like people just feel like, hey, if anything, them can just slide in a Chance and Dev's inbox, and yeah, and we're very
And
nice
talk to us.
people, so
Yeah.
we don't be like, oh, we're not gonna reply to nobody. So
Yeah.
we do respond to people, and yeah.
And
uh
it helps us with, like, I mean, it helps me with perspective. I think I
mhm,
like to hear from people and what they're experiencing and
mhm,
share our experiences and stuff like that. It has also helped us to come out of our shell more.
right.
Like we're growing. You know what I mean? Like, and you
And I feel
can
like we're
see it.
growing together. And yeah, you
Yeah.
can definitely see, because somebody said that to us on TikTok live, that they've seen us from the beginning, and they can see that
Hmm.
we're now growing and stuff. And it's really true. It
Yeah.
is so true.
Yeah.
And yeah, and so I feel like more so people after that coming out video, it was like, okay, yeah, them are just girlfriends, and it probably is just a phase or whatever. But I feel like we were really and truly now accepted by everyone, especially in my family. I still don't know. I haven't spoken to any of my family members about this, but I feel like everybody generally have been nice. And so I really appreciate that. We don't need to be lovey-dovey around them. They know what it is and whatever. But I feel like that came after the engagement, believe it or not. Yeah, because I told my dad and I was like, you want to see pictures? And he was like, yeah. And I sent him 2 pictures of the engagement with Debbie and I. My mother, she posted us on her WhatsApp status. So it's like people just know, and I think they've accepted it. They've moved out of the denial phase now, and they've accepted it and stuff like that. So I feel really good about that, because I feel like they know that I'm safe, even though I'm with a woman. I feel like they know that it's my life, and it may not be a life that they would want for me, but they have accepted it. Or I don't know, maybe some of them are tolerating me. I don't know, but whatever it is, I'm grateful that there's been no animosity or no bad vibe toward Debbie if she come around. I'm more grateful for that. I can talk for me because I have more family and friends than Debbie. So Debbie would come around my family, like I have a whole heap of family.
Yes.
So it's like me can talk based on, like even in the funeral time, Debbie came around and everybody was just, them know, like, people would be like, oh, that's your fiance, like my aunt-in-law and stuff, So I find that after the proposal, things were just like, yeah, well, she I go get engaged. Then probably did want me for there with somebody like opposite sex or whatever, but I feel like them know say
I don't think they care anymore.
They don't. That's what I'm saying. I don't think they care anymore.
Sometimes it's like you open people to experiencing things and of different cultures and all of that. So it's like them sister boy.
And she's happy.
It's normal people. Them happy. Them live them life.
I feel like ultimately that's what they think. They think that, well, they're happy and they're living their lives. So it's like, let them just live, and it is what it is. I feel like that's the point that they're at now. So, even my dad, like, I feel like he don't really care.
Yeah.
I feel like,
I appreciate that.
They don't care. I feel like
and I have had like coworkers tell me congratulations, which was really shocking, that was really shocking, and I appreciate it.
So cheers to that. Cheers to that. Cheers. So we have to drink to it before we change your mind. So happy for that. I feel like our coming out story was, I was outside, babe came out to her mom and her sister. Everybody else kind of like knew or whatever. And then our life after coming out and after the engagements has been good in terms of that. I don't feel like we've had any negative comments. And like I said, if we really did have negative comments, we never see it.
It's true. Like, to be honest with you, like, and I know there probably were. There were. Right?
I mean, there were a lot of shares.
You know what it is? Sometimes you're oblivious. As I said before.
Or you just turn a blind eye to certain things.
Yeah, or you're I feel like I really was oblivious.
Really?
Like you're oblivious because other things are taking the forefront in your life. Bigger things are taking the forefront in your life. And this is not all negative bigger things, like positive bigger things. You're experiencing
and you're
love,
not your sexuality. Life. You're just a person who loves somebody.
It's just a part of you, aspects of you or whatever. So it's like everything, things, there were such bigger things. For me, that it made that part of me, which is my sexuality, so much. It's like the significance of my eye color.
Yeah, not that.
For me. I recognize that we're privileged in terms of that.
We are, and we're truly blessed.
And we're grateful for that.
Very, very grateful.
And we understand that not everybody is able to kind of come out.
And people like that actually message us and say that they wish they could come out. And we kind of give them our support, because at one point we couldn't. You understand? We were there too. So it's like we like to be supportive of people like that as well. And I don't think anybody should force anybody to come out, and I don't think anybody should out anybody, because that feeling is very, very, very hard. So I think people should give people the time to come out, or not.
Affect your safety.
Exactly. Just let people be until they're ready. Yes, but it's not your place to stay.
Right. And you may never be ready. That may not be
that's okay.
What life looks like for you, and that's fine.
That's fine.
That is fine too.
So I just want to say that, thank you guys so much for always supporting us, the persons who do support us. Thank you for sharing our videos. Thank you for liking. Guys, please to comment on the video, engage with us, like the video. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to follow us on TikTok at SHANZ DEBZ, and also on Instagram at SHANZ DEBZ. We know we're promising a consistency. We know you guys commented on TikTok. That's the only thing I don't want is consistency. We're sorry for missing
the come back with new shirt.
Back. Exactly.
White shirt now.
And we're gonna keep the videos rolling, but we want to always be our true selves when we come on camera, because I'm sure people can pick up moods on camera.
We're never in our good mood at all.
So we never wanted to put out a video where you guys can pick up, them not in a good mood, But thank you guys for rocking with us. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe.
And go watch up the other
videos.
We made it to 1,000 subscribers.
Oh yes! Oh my god! Yes! Oh my god! Cheers!
Cheers again.
Thank you guys so much for bringing us to 1,000 subscribers, 1,000 and something now, and we're so grateful, guys. Catch us on TikTok live on a Sunday at 7 p.m. Anyways, love you guys. Bye.